हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू मनु लॉ क्लासेस। मेरा नाम गौतम दीक्षित है, सब्जेक्ट मैटर एक्सपर्ट जीके एंड करंट अफेयर्स। आज के इस वीडियो में हम नवंबर 23, 2021 का डेली हिंदू एनालिसिस करेंगे। टू एक्सेस द डेली हिंदू एनालिसिस वीडियो डेली, प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब टू द मनु लॉ क्लासेस प्राइवेट लिमिटेड यूट्यूब चैनल। आज का जो सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट न्यूज़ है, जो आपको काफ़ी अच्छे से ध्यान से पढ़ना है, दैट इज़ अबाउट द पर्सनल डेटा प्रोटेक्शन बिल। इसके बारे में आज न्यूज़ भी है और इसके बारे में एक एडिटोरियल भी है। एंड दिस इज़ गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज़ ऑफ द ईयर बिकॉज द जॉइंट पार्लियामेंट्री कमिटी हैज सबमिटेड इट्स रिपोर्ट ऑन पर्सनल डेटा प्रोटेक्शन बिल 2019। इसमें कुछ एक क्लॉज है जिसके वजह से देयर हैज बीन अ डिसेंट फ्रॉम अदर मेंबर्स इन द जॉइंट पार्लियामेंट्री कमिटी। जो नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज़ है आज का, इट इज़ अबाउट द अवार्ड रिलेटेड विद डिफेंस। सो गैलेंट्री अवार्ड हैव बीन अवॉर्डेड। सो देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ अवार्ड्स। तो वो अवार्ड्स कौन कौन से हैं और the awards किसे दिया गया है, that is also very important. We will look into it. Then we will also see the global state of democracy report 2021. उसमें क्या उसके important findings हैं। इस टाइप के जो reports होते हैं, sometimes they become the passage for CLAT exam, and the findings they are also asked in ALET and other law entrance exam. Then we will also see the domestic workers survey and Basholi painting, ये क्या होता है and कहाँ पे ये painting की जाती है और इसकी history क्या है। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द न्यूज़। तो जो आज फ्रंट पेज के न्यूज़ हैं, इट इज़ वी केयर मोर फॉर अ पॉलिसी ऑन MSP, दैट इज़ मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस, देन PM's अपॉलॉजी सेज टिकैत। नाउ भारतीय किसान यूनियन के जो स्पोक्स पर्सन है राकेश टिकैत, ही हैज सेड दैट गवर्नमेंट हैज़ ऑलरेडी अनाउंस्ड द विड्रॉवल ऑफ 3 कंटेंशियस फार्म लॉज। ये फार्म लॉज 3 के कौन से हैं, आई हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड इन लास्ट वीडियोज़, सो प्लीज़ रेफर टू दैट ऑल्सो, जहाँ पे मैंने डिटेल में डिस्कस किया है अबाउट द MSP, how MSP is fixed and what are these 3 farm laws and what were their aims. Now he has stressed that farmers had other issues that needs to be resolved, और जो उसमें सबसे important है वो है giving a legal status to minimum support price. So minimum support price जो है, it is announced by the cabinet committee on economic affairs based on the recommendations of commission on agriculture cost and pricing। 23 crops के लिए ये announce किया जाता है। Now the next is about the त्रिपुरा वायलेंस, इट फाइंड्स एन इको इन नॉर्थ ब्लॉक। सो यहाँ पे एक वायलेंस हुआ है, जो एक जिसको आप कह सकते हैं कि पार्टी वर्कर्स के अगेंस्ट वायलेंस हुआ है इन त्रिपुरा, एंड द महिला पुलिस स्टेशन was also attacked in Tripura. The next is the Supreme Court is going to hear the Mullaperia Dam case on December 10. यहाँ पे हम जानते हैं कि it is 128 around 126 year old dam, और because it is very old and recently there was very heavy rainfall in Kerala and Tamil Nadu, तो यहाँ पे इसकी एक सेफ्टी इशू फिर से न्यूज़ में आई है। एंड सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने पहले अपने जजमेंट में द सेफ लिमिट ऑफ द हाइट इट हैड फिक्स्ड एट 142 फीट। नाउ यहाँ पे क्या है कि द केरला गवर्नमेंट इज सेइंग दैट द डैम इज हाइड्रोलॉजिकली, स्ट्रक्चरली एंड सिस्मिकली सेफ, बट केरला गवर्नमेंट इज मेंटेनिंग अ पोजिशन दैट नो, डैम इज नॉट सेफ and it threatens the security of the people in Kerala. The next is capital on a short fuse, rage crime shoot up. So here you can see the 1/5 of murders in a capital, that is Delhi, is due to sudden provocation. तो अगर हम देखेंगे तो national capital, that is Delhi, it has witnessed 6 incidents, the highest in a month year so far, of rage crime or murders under sudden provocation over small issues or trivial issues. अब देखिए, अगर आप reasons देखेंगे तो you will be like stunned. So see, these crimes have been perpetrated for reasons such as dispute over parking space, not paying for cigarettes, playing loud music, grazing cars or cycle rickshaws on the road, and the price of a commodity among others. यहाँ पे फिर drunken quarrels भी एक matter है, and speaking ill about someone's wife or girlfriend, that is also one of the matter. 18 to 19% murder जो है, it is because of this sudden provocation over these issues. The next is Andhra Pradesh to rework laws on 3 capitals move. So Andhra Pradesh Assembly has passed a bill to repeal the Andhra Pradesh Decentralization and Inclusive Development of All Regions Act, which is aimed at setting up 3 capitals, and the Capital Region Development Authority Repeal Act of 2020. Now the government of Andhra Pradesh, it is planning to bring a more comprehensive law that dispels the wrong notions of land givers in Amravati. So earlier there was a move to set up the capital at Amravati इन आंध्र प्रदेश। हम जैसे कि जानते हैं 2014 में द आंध्र प्रदेश स्टेट वाज बाइफरकेटेड इनटू टू, आंध्र प्रदेश एंड तेलंगाना. So Hyderabad, which was earlier the capital of Andhra Pradesh, now it is the capital of Telangana. Now Andhra Pradesh is still deciding to make its capital. So over here the move is like to make Visakhapatnam an executive capital, Amravati as the legislative capital, and Kurnool as the judicial capital. Now we will come to the data protection bill. So JPC, that is Joint Parliamentary Committee. जो Joint Parliamentary Committee होती है, it is an ad hoc committee established by the parliament. यहाँ पे एक हाउस जो है वो resolution पास करता है for establishing a JPC on any issues, and then the other house agrees to it, and then members from both the houses are elected for JPC. Now this JPC was formed after the J.K. Puttaswamy judgment of the Supreme Court, when right to privacy was accorded the fundamental rights under Article 14, 19 and 21. नाउ दिस डेटा प्रोटेक्शन बिल का एक थोड़ा सा हिस्ट्री है जो आप एडिटोरियल में जब पढ़ेंगे तो भी आपको समझ में आएगा कि देयर वाज अ जस्टिस श्री कृष्णा एक्सपर्ट कमिटी. जस्टिस श्री कृष्णा एक्सपर्ट कमिटी now this Justice Sri Krishna expert committee, it submitted the draft bill of data protection to Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, also called as MeitY. Now then what happened, that this draft bill was a model bill that how the data should be protected in India, and it was based on international experience like Europe's general data protection regulation systems. Okay, so it was based on those international experience. But now what happened, a separate bill was being considered by Joint Parliamentary Committee since 2019. Now lately bill has been adopted by the Joint Parliamentary Committee, but still there are certain problems. एक clause है specifically clause 35, problem यहाँ से start हुई है. अब ये clause 35 क्या कहता है, that in the name of public order, sovereignty, friendly relations with foreign states and security of the state, the union government can exempt any of its agency from all or any provisions of the लॉ. कौन सा लॉ? डेटा प्रोटेक्शन बिल. सेकेंड जो इसमें प्रॉब्लम ये है कि इसमें जो है राइटिंग में अगर एग्जीक्यूटिव चाहे तो राइटिंग में एग्जेम्प्ट कर सकती है. यहाँ पे कुछ प्रॉब्लम है दैट सम ऑफ द मेंबर्स इन जॉइंट पार्लियामेंट्री कमिटी दे हैव सेड दैट इन दिस क्लॉज 35 this public order should be removed because it gives a wide ranging power to the executive for granting exemption to its agency. Then the second is that whenever there is an exemption, there should be judicial or parliamentary oversight for granting such exemptions. This same thing was also recommended by the Justice Sri Krishna Committee, and it is also the part of Europe General Data Protection Regulation, but now it has been exempted. The next is that whenever such exemption is being made, it should be a written order, and the reasons for exempting a certain agency from the ambit of the bill should be mentioned. Now there are some other suggestions also. Now see, Manish Tiwari, he is the Congress leader and he is the member of JPC. He has said that this bill creates two different spheres. One sphere is for private sector, one sphere is for government agencies. So for private sectors there are rigors of the law for protecting the data, and for government agencies there will be an exemption now which goes against the J.K. Puttaswamy judgment of 2017, where right to privacy was made as a fundamental right under Article 14, 19 and 21. Then the next issue is that there is no adequate safeguards, and there can be problem especially related to the government or agencies. The clause 35 it is open to misuse by government agency. Now the other key recommendations under this bill is that the social media platforms which do not act as intermediaries, they will be treated as publishers. इसका मतलब क्या होगा, that they will be held accountable for any content they host. Then any social media company which wants to operate in India, they have to open their office in India. Next is that an alternative indigenous financial system for cross-border payment has to be developed on the lines of Ripple and Instex in US and European Union. Then dedicated lab for certification of all digital devices, देन इन केस ऑफ बॉर्डर ट्रांसफर ऑफ डेटा, मतलब कि डेटा इंडिया में जनरेट हो रहा है एंड इट इज़ बिंग ट्रांसफर टू सम अदर कंट्री, जैसे कि फेसबुक में होता है। ये सारे डेटा जो हम लोग यहाँ पर जनरेट करते हैं, इट इज़ बिंग हेल्ड इन सर्वर विच इज़ नॉट प्रेजेंट इन इंडिया, तो उसकी एक कॉपी हमेशा इंडिया में रहनी चाहिए। नाउ द नेक्स्ट न्यूज़ इज़ अबाउट द गैलेंट्री अवार्ड्स। तो ये जो गैलेंट्री अवार्ड्स होते हैं ये दो टाइप के होते हैं। दिस गैलेंट्री अवार्ड, वन इज़ फॉर वॉर टाइम एंड वन इज़ फॉर पीस टाइम। तो वॉर टाइम में जो अवार्ड्स दिए जाते हैं वो तीन हैं, परमवीर चक्र, महावीर चक्र और वीर चक्र। आई रिपीट अगेन, वॉर टाइम गैलेंट्री अवार्ड्स आर परमवीर चक्र, महावीर चक्र एंड वीर चक्र। और पीस टाइम अवार्ड जो होता है दैट इज अशोक चक्र, कीर्ति चक्र एंड शौर्य चक्र। जो वॉर टाइम गैलेंट्री अवार्ड्स हैं दे वर इंस्टीट्यूटेड ऑन 26 जनवरी 1950 and the peacetime awards they were instituted on 4th January 1952. Now this earlier the peacetime awards were called as Ashok Chakra 1, Ashok Chakra 2 and Ashok Chakra 3. Later on they were changed to Ashok Chakra, Kirti Chakra and Shaurya Chakra. Apart from that we also have wartime distinguished service award like Sarvottam Yuddha Seva Medal, Uttam Yuddha Seva Medal and Yuddha Seva Medal. Then we also have peacetime distinguished service award that is परम विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल, अति विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल और विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल। तो अब हम अगर 2021 में देखेंगे, सो वीर चक्र हैज़ बीन बेस्टोड अपॉन ग्रुप कैप्टन अभिनंदन वर्थामन who chased and downed a Pakistani fighter jet in 2019. Now Veer Chakra is the third highest wartime gallantry award. The next is about Shaurya Chakra. So Shaurya Chakra क्या है? It is a peacetime gallantry award. So Major Vibhuti Shankar Daundiyal, who was awarded posthumously Shaurya Chakra for his role in counter-insurgency operation, where he eliminated 5 terrorists and helped to discover 200 kg of explosive material. The next is Kirti Chakra. It is again the second highest peacetime gallantry award. It was awarded posthumously to Prakash Jadhav, Sapper Prakash Jadhav, for neutralizing terrorists in operation in J&K. Then again a Shaurya Chakra was posthumously bestowed upon Naib Subedar Sombir for killing a dreaded terrorist in an operation in Jammu and Kashmir. Now the next is Pakistan to allow wheat transit to Afghanistan. So after the Delhi dialogue and regional security dialogue on Afghanistan, which was held in New Delhi, where NSA of India, 5 Central Asian countries, Iran, they all participated. So Russia and China and Pakistan, they were absent. NSAs from Russia were also present. So over here humanitarian assistance to Afghanistan was one of the top priority of Delhi dialogue. So now Prime Minister of Pakistan has announced to allow 50,000 metric ton of wheat India to Afghanistan through land route. Next is unpredictable norms, key impediment to bilateral trade. So over here US Trade Representative Catherine Tai, this is very important personality from exam point of view, so please take note of this. So US Trade Representative Catherine Tai, she is on visit in India and she is here to revive the defunct US India Trade Policy Forum. So see, after a 4-year hiatus, this is going to be revived. Now since we are reviving US India Trade Policy Forum, so some of the issues between bilateral trade between India and US has been highlighted by her. So these are high tariffs and market access restrictions to key impediments to bilateral trade, and America has an interest in agricultural market access to India, and it has conveyed the worker-centric policies which will be the pivot for trade policy of Joe Biden. Now what is the importance of this meet? The importance of this meet is that we already know that India and US, they are the strategic partners, but in trade there are still certain impediments which has to be removed so that the trade between India and US reaches its potential. Now the next is the Global State of Democracy Report 2021. It has been released by the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance. Now some of the important findings are the number of countries moving towards authoritarianism in 2020 was higher than that the countries going in the other direction. Now if you will just see, while 20 countries moved in the direction of authoritarianism, 7 countries have moved towards the democracy. Now one of the important highlight is that move towards authoritarianism has been exacerbated by pandemic. Okay, so if you will just see that democratically elected governments, including established democracies, they are increasingly adopting authoritarian tactics, and it has been backed by popular support. Now this is one of the disturbing trend कि जो authoritarian tactics है that is being backed by the people also. Now the report has highlighted the case of Brazil and India. Now India has remained in the category of mid-level performing democracy since 2000. उसके बाद अगर हम देखेंगे कि डेमोक्रेटिक डिक्लाइंस कहाँ कहाँ पे हुआ है, सो यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स, देन हंगरी, पोलैंड एंड स्लोवेनिया. नाउ the next observation is the year 2020 was the worst on record in terms of number of countries affected by autocratization. Then the next is the pandemic had a damaging effect on the non-democratic country. The next is central funds to meet J&K people's aspiration. So over here our finance minister Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, she has made a remark that favorable GST rates will be considered for Kashmir based products. So see, we have already done a news about Creative Cities Network. So Srinagar was recently included in the Creative Cities Network. Along with Srinagar, Gwalior was also there. But the UNESCO has selected Srinagar this time for Creative Cities Network. Now, the inclusion of Srinagar in Creative Cities Network is in the category of craft and folk art. Now, Srinagar is famous for some of the craft and folk art such as papier mache, handmade carpets, textiles, floor coverings. Now over here our finance minister is arguing for favorable GST rates for Kashmir based products to improve their sales. Now some of the other things are hand paintings, drawings and Basholi paintings. They will also get good GST rate. So Basholi painting, it is practiced in Kathua district of Kashmir. It is practiced in Kathua district of Kashmir, and it flourished during 17th and 18th century. It is a type of Pahari painting. It flourished during 17th and 18th century, and it expanded to hill states of Himachal Pradesh. Now she has inaugurated the Chinars, which is a new Aikar or income tax bhavan and a residential complex at Rajbagh, and it will be headed by a principal tax commissioner for Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and it will lead to greater information so that tax settlements can be made, facilities can be provided to taxpayers, which will be technology driven. Now over here Union Home Minister Amit Shah, he was on visit to Manipur, and he has said that under his government there has been a significant improvement in law and order situation in the state. Now one thing which is very important is that we already know that November 15th is celebrated as Janjatiya Gaurav Divas, and on this day, so November 15th is the birth anniversary of Birsa Munda. On this day, Birsa Munda Museum was inaugurated at Ranchi Jail. Now he is in Manipur, so Rani Gaidnilu Tribal Freedom Fighter Museum, it would be set up at Luangkau village in Tamenglong district of Manipur, where Rani Gaidnilu was born. She was the freedom fighter who fought against the British and sacrificed her most part of her life for freedom of India. The next is these two news related with COVID-19 vaccination. So we are already doing a news related to government's outreach program for increasing the inoculation of COVID-19 vaccinations among the eligible population. Yesterday we did a news that there are certain states where percentage of COVID-19 vaccinated individuals is less than the national average. So these states are, or these areas are Puducherry, where 66% is the percentage of single vaccinated people and 39% for second double dose vaccinated. Nagaland, Meghalaya and Manipur, they are lagging behind the national average. Already we have a program, the Union Home Ministry has a program, Har Ghar Dastak campaign, to increase the inoculation of second dose and first dose. Now the Union Health Ministry has advised the states and union territories to rope in NGOs, faith-based organizations, religious leaders, community influencers and other partners to motivate and mobilize all eligible people to get COVID-19 vaccination. So if we will just see that in India, the first dose vaccination coverage is 82% currently, and second dose coverage is at 43%. But this area, states and union territory, they are lagging behind. The next is ICMR chief Shri Balram Bhargava. So he is saying that there has been no scientific evidence to back the need for the booster dose. So there is no scientific evidence to support the need for a booster vaccine against COVID-19. Okay, and he is saying that currently the government should focus on completing the second dose of eligible population, and booster dose issue जो है, it will be discussed at the National Technical Advisory Group on Immunization in India. The next is domestic workers surveys kicks off. So this is very important. The first All India survey on domestic workers was flagged off by Labour and Employment Minister Bhupendra Yadav, and the survey, it will be carried out by Labour Bureau, and what it is going to estimate is going to estimate the number of domestic workers at national and state level, how many of them are engaged in informal employment, then migrant and non-migrant workers, and the proportion of domestic workers who stay at their employees' home and those who do not, then what is the wage of domestic workers, and other socio-economic factors which is important for policy design of for the development of domestic workers. Now from foreign, China doesn't seek hegemony, says Xi. So China ASEAN 30th anniversary of China, relations between China and ASEAN is being observed. So over here China has said that it is not going to seek dominance over Southeast Asia or bully its small neighbors. Now if you will just see that two things are important over here. One is that Myanmar was absent at this meeting. Why? Because the military government in Myanmar, led by General Min Aung Hlaing, he did not allow the ASEAN envoy to meet Aung San Suu Kyi. Aung San Suu Kyi, she is the elected leader of Myanmar from National League of Democracy Party. She was arrested in February this year. Now China has said, the second important thing is the claim of China in South China Sea. So China is involved in maritime dispute in South China Sea with countries, Asian countries like Malaysia, Vietnam, Brunei and Philippines. Currently China is involved in dispute with Philippines for Ayungin Shoal. So there is a Thomas Shoal which is in South China Sea. So Philippines has sent a ship for supply of essentials to the Marines who are at Thomas Shoal, but they were forced to return by a Chinese ship. Now if you in media, you will always hear about 9-dash line. So this 9-dash line is in South China Sea, and China claims that every territory up to 9-dash line is part of China. Now on the contrary, if you will see, President of Philippines, Mr. Rodrigo Duterte, he has called China to respect the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of Sea. What is the importance of this Law of Sea? It establishes maritime entitlements and sovereign rights over maritime zone, and 2016 Hague arbitration which ruled against the China's hegemony in South China Sea. Now the next is that Tri-Security Alliance AUKUS, Australia, United Kingdom, United States was already announced in September. Now Australia has formally embarked on Monday to equip its navy with nuclear powered submarine in new defense alliance. So Defense Minister of Australia Peter Dutton, he joined US and Britain diplomats where he has signed an agreement allowing the exchange of sensitive naval nuclear propulsion information between these nations. Now this is important. Under this deal, AUKUS deal, Australia will obtain 8 state-of-the-art nuclear powered but conventionally armed submarines capable of stealth long range missions. The next news is about the SBI report. So economists at State Bank of India, they have upgraded the GDP growth projection for this fiscal to 9.3% to 9.6% from earlier 8.5 to 9%. Why? Because if you will just see that India remained unscathed or untouched in July to September quarter from the global situation, which was characterized by supply disruption, stubborn inflation and surges of infections. And on the contrary, India has recorded 11% increase in cases during this quarter, which is the second lowest among the 15 most affected countries. Okay, so based on this, and then the third point is improved pace of vaccination in the country. So the growth projection of India GDP has been raised to 9.3 to 9.6%. but ये SBI ने किया है. What is the projection by RBI? तो RBI का जो estimation है it has remained unchanged at 9.5% in 2021-22. The next news is about RBI, which has announced a draft scheme for PMC USFB amalgamation. So the Reserve Bank of India pledged a draft scheme for the amalgamation of the Punjab and Maharashtra Cooperative Bank with Unity Small Finance Bank, which is a banking company incorporated under Companies Act 2013 and has a registered office in New Delhi. The next is about the cooperative societies which are not banks. तो यहाँ पे एक RBI ने कॉशन दिया है कि कोई भी कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज़ who are undertaking the banking business just by adding bank to their names should not be treated as the banks and members should be aware of this. He is saying that there is a Banking Regulation Act 1949 which was amended in 2020 by Banking Regulation Amendment Act, and according to this amendment the cooperative societies cannot use the word bank, banker or banking as part of their name except as permitted under the provisions of BR Act 1949 or by the RBI itself. Now about Mushtaq Ali Trophy Champion क्रिकेट चैम्पियनशिप है, तो ये इट वाज रिसेंटली वन बाय कर्नाटका. अगर हम देखेंगे तो कर्नाटका हैज़ वन 2 times, then in 2020-21 Tamil Nadu won, and then again 2021-22 again it was won by Tamil Nadu. Here performance by Shah Rukh Khan is notable. Now editorial about data protection bill, जिसको हमने पहले ही कवर कर रखा है. Just go through it to understand the issue more clearly. Now the next is about Afghanistan. So this article gives you a brief history of Afghanistan from 1880 to the present. So it starts by saying that अगर हम अफगानिस्तान को देखें तो बिफोर 1880 अफगानिस्तान का जो बाउंड्री था वो डेमोग्राफिक था, नहीं कि टेरिटोरियल था. अफगानिस्तान का बाउंड्री तब डिफाइन हुआ जब ईरान में सफाविद डायनेस्टी और इंडिया में मुग़ल डायनेस्टी व्हेन दे स्टार्टेड डिक्लाइनिंग रैपिडली. तो उसके बाद हम देखेंगे कि जब ये होना स्टार्ट हुआ तो 1880s में अमीर अब्दुल रहमान खान ही कॉशन दैट ज़ारिस्ट इनरोड्स, मतलब यहाँ पे रशियन इन्वेजन की बात हो रही है कि रशिया कैन इन्वेड अफगानिस्तान. ओके, बट देन देयर वाज 2 imperial powers, एंग्लो रशियन कन्वेंशन ऑफ 1907, मतलब इट वाज बिटवीन ब्रिटिश एंड रशिया, where they two both committed that they will not undertake any activity to change the political status of Afghanistan. उसके बाद अफगानिस्तान का कोई इतना जियोपॉलिटिकल इम्पोर्टेंस तब नहीं था, बट 1953 में अगर हम देखेंगे कि अमेरिका के लिए अफगानिस्तान वाज ऑफ नो लिटिल स्ट्रेटेजिक इम्पोर्टेंस यूज टू द यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स. देन 25 ईयर्स के बाद अफगानिस्तान का अब जियोपॉलिटिकल इम्पोर्टेंस बढ़ना चालू होता है when Russia thinks of establishing a Soviet-backed government in Kabul. Then a decision was taken by America in June 1979 to establish ties with Afghan dissident leaders in Pakistan and give them aid. Then this led to Moscow's direct armed intervention on December 27, 1979, because USA wanted to stop the march of Russia in Afghanistan. इसके रिस्पॉन्स में रशिया यूएस एक ट्राइलेटरल अलायंस बना बिटवीन यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स, पाकिस्तान एंड सऊदी अरेबिया, एंड दे स्टार्टेड गिविंग असिस्टेंस टू मुजाहिदीन ग्रुप्स हु वर फाइटिंग द सोवियत बैक्ड गवर्नमेंट इन अफगानिस्तान. द नेक्स्ट इज व्हाट वाज द एम ऑफ कार्टर, जिम्मी कार्टर, यूएस प्रेसिडेंट. हिज एम वाज टू एम्बेरेस द सोवियत यूनियन एंड मेक द कॉस्ट ऑफ ऑक्यूपेशन ऑफ अफगानिस्तान वेरी हाई फॉर Russia. So later on what happened that it took too much time and Russia's Soviet withdrawal from Russia was completed only in February 1989. If you will see, they were planning to leave Afghanistan way back in early 80s, but they could get completed only in 1989. उसके बाद देखिए एक ब्रीफ हिस्ट्री आता है अफगानिस्तान का पाकिस्तान के साथ. अगस्त 1919 में there is a treaty of Rawalpindi which recognized Afghanistan as a sovereign state. And Amir of Afghanistan was recognized. He recognized the Durand Line. Durand Line, it is a boundary between Afghanistan and Pakistan. Then in July 1931, King Nadir Shah, he announced a policy of neutrality. Then in July 1949, again the Afghan National Assembly passed a resolution giving up all previous treaties and agreements with the British before the birth of Pakistan, and it also rejected the Durand Line as the international frontier. Now the next is that Afghanistan, what is the future of Afghanistan according to the author? So he is saying that neutrality, बिकॉज अफगानिस्तान का जियो स्ट्रैटेजिक लोकेशन कुछ इस तरीके का है, जोग्राफी कुछ इस तरीके का है दैट एवरीबडी वांट्स टू कंट्रोल अफगानिस्तान फॉर देयर पर्पस. इफ यू विल जस्ट सी द अफगानिस्तान कनेक्ट्स ईस्ट एशिया, वेस्ट एशिया, साउथ एशिया, सेंट्रल एशिया. Okay, so it lies in between all this transit routes. So over here, one of the idea which has been discussed is that there should be a neutrality, and the neutrality should contain two things which is very important. The first is that Afghanistan should commit that it will be strictly neutral in their relations with external powers. Also, the outside powers must commit themselves to respect Afghanistan's neutrality. So this is important. The next is as a border on the Durand Line. तो यहाँ पे क्या डिस्कशन हो रहा है that on the Durand Line nothing has been formally proposed, but the solution would seem to lie in creative approach with some form of formal but soft border with पाकिस्तान. सो यहाँ पे अगर हम देखें तो अगर अफगानिस्तान इस वक्त डायर नीड में है फॉर हेल्प फ्रॉम एक्सटर्नल पावर्स, सो इट शुड ऑल्सो अडॉप्ट द पॉलिसी ऑफ एकोमोडेशन एंड इट शुड मूव ऑन the developing friendly relations with the country. The next is reforming the fertilizer sector. यहाँ पे 4 key areas हैं जहाँ पे हमें ध्यान देना पड़ेगा for reforming the fertilizer sector. But हम इसके ऊपर बात ही क्यों कर रहे हैं? हम इसके लिए बात कर रहे हैं क्योंकि फर्टिलाइज़र पॉलिसी जो इंडिया में है, the pricing of the fertilizer policy, it has led to the imbalanced use of fertilizer which is heavily tilted towards the use of nitrogen or urea in farms. उसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि नॉर्मली हमें फर्टिलाइज़र जो है वो उसका बैलेंस यूज़ करना चाहिए, बट हम उसका इम्बैलेंस यूज़ करते हैं क्योंकि प्राइसिंग पॉलिसी जो है, सब्सिडी जो है वो यूरिया पे बहुत ज़्यादा मिलती है. अगर हम न्यूट्रिएंट बेस्ड सब्सिडी स्कीम की बात करें तो उसमें भी यूरिया इंक्लूडेड नहीं है. तो इससे क्या होता है कि एक तो गवर्नमेंट को सब्सिडी का खर्चा बेयर करना पड़ता है. सेकेंड, सिंस फार्मर्स आर यूजिंग इट इनडिस्क्रिमिनेटली, सो इन्वायरमेंटल कॉस्ट इसका बहुत ज़्यादा है, लैंड डिग्रेडेशन कॉस्ट भी इसका बहुत ज़्यादा है. थर्ड थिंग क्या होता है कि हाई यूज़ ऑफ यूरिया हैज़ लेड टू इम्पोर्ट ऑफ यूरिया बिकॉज इंडिया इज़ डेफिशिट इन यूरिया प्रोडक्शन. बट दिस इंटरनेशनल प्राइस ऑफ फर्टिलाइजर्स, दे आर वोलेटाइल and they are almost proportional to energy prices. So what happens that now government has also bear the additional rising prices of urea. तो हमको क्या क्या यहाँ पे करना चाहिए? The first is that we need to be self-reliant and we should not depend on import of fertilizers. How can we achieve this? We can focus on developing urea plants. 5 of the urea plants are already in Gorakhpur, Sindri, Barauni, Talcher and Ramagundam. सेकेंड इज़ कि हमें NBS मॉडल में यूरिया को इंक्लूड करना पड़ेगा. व्हाट इज़ NBS? NBS इज़ न्यूट्रिएंट बेस्ड सब्सिडी स्कीम. तो हमको क्या है कि जो गवर्नमेंट जो है वो जो सब्सिडी देती है फर्टिलाइज़र को, तो वो न्यूट्रिएंट के हिसाब से देती है कि आप कितना नाइट्रोजन यूज़ कर रहे हैं, आप कितना फॉस्फेट यूज़ कर रहे हैं. ओके, ऑल दिस थिंग्स आर इंक्लूडेड इन दैट, बट यूरिया इज़ नॉट इंक्लूडेड इन दैट. So that's why urea should be included in NBS. The third is that we have to develop the alternative sources for nutrition of plants. तो हम fertilizer use क्यों करते हैं? To support the plant growth during their crucial growth period. So we can substitute chemical fertilizers with organic and bio fertilizers, which will also give a leverage for using large biomass of crops that goes waste, and it will enhance the value of livestock byproducts. The next is that we should pay attention on improving the fertilizer efficiency use. जैसे कि एक एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पे दिया है, नैनो यूरिया which has been developed by IFFCO. It shows promising results in reducing the usage of urea without losing the productivity. So these 4 changes are very important for improving the productivity of agriculture, especially when climate change has a very large impact on agriculture. The next is वायरस दैट सर्च इन यूरोप. तो वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने खास करके यूरोप को एक वार्निंग के बारे में कहा है कि यूरोप कैन सी 5 लाख मोर कोविड डेथ बाय फरवरी, अगर जो करंट सर्ज है अगर उसको रोका नहीं गया. जैसे कि हमने पहले भी न्यूज़ पढ़ा है कि ऑस्ट्रिया, रशिया ने ऑल ऑफ देम आर कंसिडरिंग लॉकडाउन, जिन्होंने पहले लॉकडाउन नहीं लगाया था। क्यों ऐसा है? सी, इस वक्त यूरोप ही एक ऐसा रीजन है जहाँ पे विच इज़ डेली रिकॉर्डिंग अ राइज इन डेली वायरस रिलेटेड डेथ with an increase of 46% average daily fatalities between October and November 21। अगर हम रशिया और यूक्रेन की बात करें तो नियरली हाफ ऑफ द न्यू डेथ इन द रीजन इज इन रशिया एंड यूक्रेन। ओके, अगर हम बोलें कि ऐसा हो क्यों रहा है, बिकॉज इज़ आर डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज, ऐसा इसके लिए हो रहा है कि यहाँ पे वैक्सीन अवेलेबल तो है बट पीपल दे आर नॉट रेडी टू टेक द वैक्सीन। बिकॉज ऑफ दैट द शेयर ऑफ फुली वैक्सीनेटेड पीपल इन बोथ दिस नेशन इज़ लो एज कम्पेयर टू अदर कंट्रीज इन द रीजन, मतलब रशिया और यूक्रेन में। सो दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे। we will meet tomorrow again with the daily Hindu analysis. Till then, have a nice day. Take care. Thank you.